Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the revolution will be televised. It's your boy Sal in the building right now. Let me know if I'm live by coming into the chat room and pressing 1. Let me know if I'm live by coming into the chat room and pressing 1. I'd appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to talk to the people today and find out where you guys' head is at in regards to what's going on in GameStop right now. Let's talk, man, because, I've been watching CNBC all morning. I've been watching some YouTube videos all morning, and I've been kind of hearing the same voices, and I'm just kind of tired of hearing the same voices. So if you guys are in GME in any kind of way, I want to hear from you. I want to know what are you seeing in the price action? What are your expectations in regards to profit in the stock from here? If you're on the put side, I want to know what are your expectations of profit from here. You can text that number on the bottom of the screen. You can, or just give me a call. I want to hear what you got to say. Shout out to the people coming into the chat room. Okay, you guys can hear me loud and clear. There have been so many developments, ladies and gentlemen, since we last spoke almost 2 days ago now on GameStop. My last live, I thought that I was going to record what was going to be the collapse. It ended up being almost the next day. We dipped as low as the 1 teens yesterday into the close. And I just want to hear what you guys got to say here. 762, you're on the line. 762. 762, you there? All right, gotta let you go. All right. 320 now on GME. Yeah, we were looking at also American Airlines, but they did the smart thing. And that smart thing to do for American Airlines and their investors was to raise capital when so many idiots went running into American Airlines. I don't know what you guys thought that was about. I mean, that is a company that has over 250,000 employees, nearly half of them being unionized employees, with the kind of opportunity that many of these fools offered them. It was no doubt that they were going to use what liquidity you were providing them to sell stocks to, for them to raise money. These are companies that have been incredibly challenged right now with the COVID situation. They're losing literally hundreds of millions of dollars every quarter, millions of dollars a day. That was an incredible opportunity for them to raise money on. And anybody who went in on American Airlines, you lost your ass. You've lost your ass all day today. You've lost your ass really since the bell. And it's been a complete disaster. A complete disaster for anybody who went in on American Airlines. Right now on the screen, again, we got GameStop. We got the 100 and the 200 moving average. We've got the 100 and 200 moving average. So it's not really me trying to say, hey, we're up, we're down. No, this is just, that's the moving average. That's the 1 minute chart. And we're either going up or we're going down. Right now, we're clearly losing momentum, at least on the 1 minute chart. What I'm seeing in GameStop here is, I don't want to go as far as say is manipulation or anything like that. I've been doing some research on clearing houses and kind of how that works. A lot of people want to say the brokers are preventing you guys from being able to trade. That's just not true. When you open an account at Robinhood, for the first, couple days, really first 4 or 5 days, you're trading on their dime. And for the last 3 days, Robinhood has been number 1 in the App Store. And you're talking about God knows how many millions of people who were using Robinhood's money to buy GME. They were using Robinhood's money to buy GME. And there's a lot of risk to that. Here's why. If you say you're going to deposit $5,000, Robinhood gives you an instant deposit of $1. You go in there, you're buying GME 9 times out of 10. You're buying GME on margin as well. So you're not just buying 1,000. You're really kind of buying as much as you can. The clearinghouse requires Robinhood to put up some cash. By the time they process the trade, it could be much more expensive. So now Robinhood has to put up even more money. And it got to a point where it was a serious business risk for Robinhood. A serious business risk. And it was very smart of them to go ahead and just, close that off. So they've turned off margin. They are now limiting the ability to buy GME because, like so many people out there right now, they are suspecting that there may be other devious actors involved besides Wall Street bets. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this is a call-in show. You can call in. I see a lot of people are slowly coming into the chat room. You can call in. This is a call-in show. The number is at the bottom of the screen, 305-760-9009, I believe is the number. 305-760-9009. Again, if you are long Gamestop, I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you've got to say. I want to hear what your thoughts are on this. I'm no longer much of an individual stock trader, more of an ETF, index, premium seller kind of thing. That's kind of where my trading has gone lately, as I've clearly, turned a corner in terms of my ability to be, consistently profitable. But boy, what an opportunity to make money here on GameStop, particularly, if you are on the sidelines, and again, I hate to be so much of a contrarian, but the profit is now to the downside. Okay. That's just what it is. If you want to make some big bucks in GameStop, I'm looking at, those April puts, you know what I'm saying? $40 puts, $50 puts, let me show you a trade here. And this was a trade that, we saw, or I saw when we were at 485, 515 level. Let me see if I took an image of it because I'm already in the trade, but at a different level, not as high as that. Boy, I wish I was. And let me show you. I think it's this one right here. Here it is. Let me blow that up for you. So this is a sell call vertical. All right. So basically you're hoping that GameStop comes down. This is for April 16th. Right. So well long down the road here. Right. The idea is that you're going to put up just under $1,500, and the potential windfall here is over $6,000 on a $1,500 investment, right? With GME falling below $112 a share by April. And that's highly likely. That is highly, highly likely. Again, if you try to do the spread now, you're not going to get $12. Okay, you're not going to get $12 if you try to do this position now. But when GameStop was, when it was at, 480, 490, they were giving away. Ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing a sell-off now on GameStop. Again, this is the 1 minute chart. I've got the 100 moving average, the 200 moving average. Ladies and gentlemen, they seem to be running for the door now. A lot of people are going to be margin called once we hit the 260 level. You've got to understand that many people have purchased their shares on margin prior to many brokers closing that avenue to them. And they will be forced closed if we continue to sell off here. I've got a little presentation that I'll be making in a video after my live about the opportunity to really generate some serious beta for your account on the downside of GME. Ladies and gentlemen, from 300 to 600 here's, that's 100%. Okay, that's 100%. From 300 to 40, I want to say that's 600. Let me check my math again on my PowerPoint. Let me check my math again on my PowerPoint. Yeah, from 300 to 40, 650%. From 300 down to 40 is 650%. The opportunity is on the downside from here. You're an idiot if you're trying to go long. If anybody begging you to keep holding is somebody who got in the 200s or in the 250s, and they're begging, there's no opportunity for an upside from here. There's no margin. There's no buying power to support you. Again, I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm just being 100 with you. And as you can see here, we're going to have, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're watching it live right now at 294 now. We are below the low of the day. We should be halted here any moment now. Any moment now, we will be halted. This was a stock that, again, we saw, and I told you guys on my last live this was going to happen, that the large institutions are going to fight back. Okay, we're going to get halted here in just a minute. We're going to get halted in just a minute here. Here we go. We're going to get the hold here in just a bit. And that will give them opportunity to recuperate. They've been using the holds as an opportunity to recuperate and get back into the game. So we got some short sellers here going ahead and buying back in. And that's basically what that is. When you see a huge sell-off and you see that bounce, that's really not buying on the dip as much as you think it is. It's really short sellers going ahead and closing positions and looking for an opportunity to get back in. 300 now, we touched the low of the day. This is a very dangerous sign. This is something you could have seen. Again, I got the 100 and 200 moving average on the screen right now. So we're just, again, either the momentum is going up or it's going down. It's clearly going down. Kenny D, shout out to everybody in the chat room right now. LRT, what's up with you? You said you was big on BTBT. What happened? Well, Bitcoin, sold off, bro. BTBT is still a winner. Riot Blockchain, obviously they had got the U.S. Situation right now, but I killed it on BTBT, man. That was a personal, a best for me, honestly. Personal best for me. You had a short seller come out and say the CEO is this and that, and they can't find this guy and this guy. I sent an email to NASDAQ, and this is wrong. I mean, how can people just go ahead and write short reports like that aren't based on any kind of real factual basis and drive the stock lower like that? And we saw, that same instance in GME, and we had Andrew Leff get caught on the wrong side of that trade. He ended up getting crushed, changed his whole business today. Did you see his announcement? Ladies and gentlemen, we're at 275 now. We hit 275 on Gamestop. Look, this is going to get really ugly, folks, and we might watch it here live on my channel. Oh, man, if you're going to have, literally possibly millions of people trying to get through an exit, this could get ugly. We are now down over 100, what is that, about $120 a share from the high? 140, somewhere around there. Somebody can do the math on that. Do not be a fool here, ladies and gentlemen. You've got a lot of individuals who are in calls on here, and they are facing a real dilemma here. And their dilemma is, are they going to be able to have the cash to deliver on their options? And the fact of the matter is they don't have the cash. Okay? If you're one of these guys who bought GameStop, a month ago, and you're sitting on $40 calls expiring today, if you don't have the cash, okay, they will close you out. They will close you out. So what you're going to be seeing is a rapid sell-off into the close, as they don't have the money. They don't have the money into their account to pay to take delivery of these options. Today's Friday, January 29th, huge expiration day for Gamestop. You don't see as much call activity going into next week, which tells me that you're going to see a big decline next week in GameStop. For your safety, I'm still suggesting that anybody who wants to go in this, you go in there on the April options. A big move down, you'll still be rewarded. I don't expect you to hold it until April. Again, you're still going to be rewarded with that big move down when that happens. The idea is that you want to have as much protection just in case, something doesn't go your way. All right, you want to have that multiple day protection. GME now bouncing back 307. Man, look at the volatility here. You want to talk about, a place not to be. This is just, if you've got money and you can't afford to lose it, this is not a place where you want to be with this kind of volatility. 413 to 275. This is a professionals market at this time. Don't listen to the chat rooms, ladies and gentlemen. The chat rooms, and I saw the stock twits. I was following stock twits, reading what they're saying. People are trying to mislead you into believing that this is somehow a battle for freedom against the Wall Street. It's full of shit. Some of these guys have made personal fortunes using the very systems that they're trying to convince you that they're fighting against. Many of them have families that have become individually wealthy using a lot of the systems that they are telling you that they're fighting against. Again, more of that to come on my presentation that I'll put on after this. That'll be a video, not a live. Volatility is absolutely crazy right now. In fact, it was so crazy, Kenny D, that even though the market was going up this morning, the puts were actually going up with the price of the stock. That's almost unknown. That's unheard of. Where today you had the $40 puts running with the stock, even though the stock was going up. Volatility is absolutely insane right now. Those higher dated options are going crazy right now. Folks, huge opportunity missed for guys who weren't really looking at the downside of the trade. Again, they were giving away the 115s, the 100s, the 200s when we were at 500 yesterday, at 400 this morning. Now they're barely holding on to 301. Let me show you guys how ugly this is getting. We're on the 1 minute chart, but this is the daily chart. Again, you want to talk about a horrible looking trade. I have a video on my channel where I talked about the proper use of the RSI. And I've told many of you guys that, if you want to find a trending market, you are looking at a stock that is above the 60 RSI. And this is a stock that has made new highs, yet been unable to, since, what was that, 2 days ago, yesterday, come back on the hourly chart and make and break the 60 RSI. The 60 RSI actually literally starts to act like a wall, preventing the stock price from rising. And you can go across the time frames if you want. It can be 30, it can be 15, it can be, and you're going to see that kind of price action, as you can see here, as it works its way up from the lower time frames into the higher time frame. So right now, the highest time frame that negative energy is passed on to now, it's the hourly. I don't believe the 2 hours dipped below the 60 RSI yet. Nope, so not yet. So it's making its way below that. So you're going to see the stock now, work up those time frames, break beneath that 60 RSI, and you're going to see a huge breakdown of price relatively soon. Again, not being a hater, just talking facts here. GME has basically been starved of capital. Again, there's no margin. There's no margin available to you. So you need literally 3 times the buying power in cash than you needed before. If you want to buy GME now, it's basically cash. You either got the cash or you don't have the cash. Again, not being a hater, just being a realist. I'm far out of the price, action that day to day right now it means anything to me. I'd love to see it back at 500. I want another opportunity to go out till 2022 if I can. This is probably the single biggest, put option opportunity in the market right now. In the market right now for a far dated option. There's no stock you can't look at and say, this right here is not worth what it's trading for. This is the one you can say that at. The market is pulling back because individuals are literally selling their other positions, whether it be hedge funds, other funds who are caught into this foolishness in order to cover the margin calls that's happening to them. But you also have individual stock traders who are selling their positions in order to finance purchases in GME because they're getting margin called as well. They're getting margin called as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't just Melvin Capital that lost their ass when this dropped from 410 to 294 or 295 or whatever it is. This is still happening in real time. A day or 2 or 3 weeks from now, we're going to find out the magnitude of the losses that happened to individual investors because of this. We're going to see people kill themselves. We're going to see people go on television and cry. We're going to see GoFundMe pages. Heck, we've already started seeing some of that. Oh, it's coming. We're going to see individuals who misled their parents into investing in this. People who stole their grandfather's money and retirement accounts and invested into this. It's only a matter of time till we find out the truth of the magnitude of the damage that this is taking place. 813, you're on the line. What's up?
What's up, sir? Long time. It's Woody, man.
Hey, Woody Wright. What's going on with you, bro?
I'm here chilling. Somehow I'm off today and I look and I see you and sometimes I don't even know when you're on the chat.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know if I'm shadow banned or what, but hey, I appreciate you for seeing me. Maybe I got to do a better job of putting my alerts in or my tags or whatever. But yeah, what do you got to say on what's going on with this, bro?
Actually, the thing about it with me, I was long DME in December, and I came out with a small little winner, and then a few weeks ago I shorted it one day. The second day I was down like $59 when I get out, and it's one of the best trades I ever made when I get out.
Congrats to you. Now, are you still in GME right now?
No. I came out of it like the second day when it started to go up, because what I'm doing, I'm managing my position really aggressive. If I'm down like 40 or $50, depends on how the market look, I'm out.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is a dangerous one to
And
be
then
in right now.
yeah, and if people don't want to short GME and they're kind of scared, they could go look at the ETF, the XRP, even though it's not as wide as GME, but at least they won't get trapped in GME if they're trying to get out. They could just short XRT. Look at XRT chart and you'll see.
Absolutely. XRT, for those of you guys who don't know, this is a retail ETF. And what is really nice about this is you do have Gamestop in this ETF. So as GameStop goes higher, the ETF goes out and buys more GameStop stock. So what's going on now is that GameStop has now become, I want to say, almost 7% of this ETF. So it is moving along with GameStop. This is, a bit dangerous for the market too, because you've got some laymen and traders who are, kind of passively invested in XRT, and they're being affected by this. So I don't know how to look at what's going on with this, but XRT also another way to play GameStop. You're right on that.
Oh yeah, because it's pretty wide, but not as wide as GME. But at least even if you're short it, you're most likely to, I mean, get your money than in GME and get stuck in a lot of crap in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's a tough way to play it. I'll be honest with you, it's a tough way to play it, but I mean, because I'm looking at the options, they're not very liquid. They're not very liquid on XRT, and but yes, it is another way to play it. But yeah, Woody, right, man. I thank you so much for the call, bro. I'm gonna get back to the show.
All right. Keep in touch, brother.
Will do. Shout out to Woody Wright. That's a brother who's been watching me for a long, long time, going back to the OTC penny days. And I owe some of you long-term, watchers so much for just keeping this entertaining for me. I appreciate so many of you guys. 290 now on GameStop. This is ladies and gentlemen, this is a far, far cry for where we were this morning. The excitement, the energy that so many traders were showing in chat rooms and in message boards this morning. There's got to be a lot of disappointment across Wall Street bets right now to see GameStop at 291. This is not the way you want to go into the weekend. I don't care what they say. This is not what they were expecting. They will continue to say that, again, the market was rigged against them. That's just, again, a lack of understanding of the business. I went up and digged, and you can go ahead and dig up, and you can simply Google it, the Robinhood user agreement. And in the user agreement, it literally clearly says that you give Robinhood the right to close out any option when it sees fit. I mean, literally, it's right in the agreement. Literally right in the agreement. I looked at that just last night. So to those people, I say, did you look at the agreement, or did you just press accept and put your money into Robinhood? Because if that was the case, I mean, I'm looking at it, so I'm seeing all these people saying, I'm going to sue them, and it's literally right in the agreement. And they say it multiple, multiple times. You give Robinhood the right to close any position at any time at their discretion. All right, Robinhood now allowing people to buy the stock. I've been told it's about 5. You can buy about 5 shares at a time right now. You can buy 5 shares at a time right now. You do have to put up all the capital necessary for the purchase. I've been told also additional monies. What's going on, Donzel Essex? Again, this is a call-in show. You can call in. The number is on the bottom of the screen. I'd love to know. I'm asking everyone the same questions. If you're in the stock, what is your profit expectations from here? If you're short the stock in what I'm guessing is more than likely a put option, I would like to know what your profit projections are from here. How far are you out? What are you looking to get out of this now? 272, ladies and gentlemen, on GameStop. Man, this is getting ugly, folks. We're getting now into the 2:00 hour. We have not been halted yet. I think now they're just going to let this run, guys. A day or two ago, this would have been stopped by now, and now they're not even stopping it. Bouncing now here off the 260s. Oh, this is incredible volatility, folks. 260 to 280 literally in a minute. This is incredible. What's going on, Kenny? Oh, what's going on, Donzel Essex? Where should my money be when the market crashes? Well, I always get myself some exposure to SQQ anytime I see some of the of course you want to get yourself some SPY puts as well. You should always have some SPY puts anyway to hedge your account at any time. But again, the market was overall was pretty hot going into the end of the month anyway. We had hit almost 7% coming into this month in terms of monthly gain out of the presidential race. So we were hot in terms of that, but again, no doubt that what's going on in GME is affecting market across the board. I have no doubt that we have hedge funds that are, finding ways to mitigate the damage that's occurred to them. There's been a lot of pain delivered across the market, particularly to these investment houses. Those of you guys who are new, I've got the 100 and 200 moving average on the screen right now. They have now crossed over on the 1 minute chart. And that is a sign that there's some, serious pain being delivered right now across GME. There were some other sister stocks running with GME. One of them was EXPR for a while. Let me look at that. EXPR, again, that one's pretty much dead. These were stocks that were expected to take off. What was that other one that was big that was also running? I know AAL. What was that other one? I know somebody in the chat room. There were like 4 or 5 of them. Actually, almost 10 or 15 of them. Cost is another one. The headphone maker. Cost. There was a squeeze going there. Yeah. Cost was up over $100 today. Yeah, you can see that in the chart. Now down to $75 on cost. This is incredible volatility, ladies and gentlemen. BlackBerry, thank you. BlackBerry was another one. BlackBerry. And at this point, no one can tell me that this is all retail. I think you had some institutions who also wanted to possibly take out some competition here. And they went along with the party. And now people are really paying for the price, folks. I think we're going to, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I think we're going to see, some real serious carnage coming out of this in terms of, individual losses. Individual losses. Because there are no weaker hands than a beginner's hands. AMC now did touch the low of day. What was that? Yeah, almost touched the low of day, which is 1182. So AMC hanging on. So traders who were in AMC yesterday still, if you got in yesterday, you're still in some gains. You should probably take those now. AMC, no doubt, another company that could use the opportunity to raise some money here to do an offering. If I'm not correct, I think they've already put in the paperwork to do that. Gamestop, I'm wondering, where is management? In all of these companies, where is the management? If you're GameStop, you had the opportunity to raise capital at $500 a share. Where were you? Your company, is $780 million in debt. This is an opportunity to pay off that debt. Where are you at? I'd have more respect for Wall Street bets if they would push the company to raise capital, because at least you'd be talking about a stock that's short 150% and debt free. But now, the only catalyst is, well, it's 150% short. Well, they're swimming in debt. They're also swimming in debt. You had the owner of Interactive Brokers. He mentioned that the stock is worth only $17 a share. Again, who knows, what the true wealth is, what the true value is. Definitely don't believe it was $315 or $330 or $380. Folks, we are now at $284 on GameStop. Again, our high today was $413. Yes, DJ FM. Let me let everybody know this is entertainment only. Thank you. This is entertainment only. I got to get back to where I used, I had that little, I got to hit Brian up for my intro again, guy, because I used to have an intro. Shout out to people who were with me way back when I had an intro before I did my lives during my OTC pumping days, because I was dealing with those lawsuits back then. GME now 277, folks. Again, as I mentioned earlier, again, if you haven't seen the proper way to use RSI that I posted on my channel, you really need to go and do that. We're working our way now down below the 60 RSI. Again, the 60 RSI is really kind of like that death in the nail, or that I know I fucked up that phrase, but that nail in the coffin in trending stocks where really, that's the trend break. When you get a 60 RSI rejection and it starts literally from 5 minutes and it works its way up to 10, 15, 30 hourly. And it's just kind of, that's basically what we're seeing here. Let's go to the 2 hour. I'll prove it. Now here we go, breaking below the 60. Now the 3 hour should be sitting right. I don't have the 3 hour. Let me see that. There we go. 3 hour sitting right on top of it. So it's just working its way into, working its way higher through the time frames. But again, this is a situation where, again, 60 RSI rejections, their inability to get above and stay above the 60 RSI. Slowly working its way down as people start to realize what this really is. I'm seeing they are doing a lot of begging now in the chat rooms, a lot of begging now on stock twits, a lot of screaming, a lot of caps, folks. I mean, this is what desperation looks like. This is what desperation looks like when you're seeing grown men begging other men not to sell, when in the end, when it's time to put up or shut up, it's every man for himself. It's every man for himself. Manny00 said, we love the stock. I mean, you're getting your ass handed to you. I mean, I don't know what kind of love is that. I don't know what kind of love is that. DJ FM, you said you have no GME, but you love games and the stores. I mean, look, GameStop, can I be honest with you guys? GameStop is a video game pawn shop. That's what it is, brother. It is a video game pawn shop. That's just what it is, man. You go there, they got some new stuff. They got a lot of old used stuff. It's a video game pawn shop. And for 48 or 24 hours or whatever it was, we had the audacity to price a pawn shop at nearly $30 billion. At nearly $30 billion. Insane. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Crazy, man. 283 now. Again, I started the show. We were at 330s, 336 or so. So those of you guys who, have been holding puts, you're being well rewarded here. 282 now. And folks, I mean, now we're seeing some short covering here as people enjoy some gains that they've taken. Look, only a fool would get in here. I mean, you literally actively have the street working against you. You have the street literally working against you. And let me tell you something. Next week is not going to get any better for you. Because what I love and what I know about our generation is that we are very short-sighted as a generation. That 1988 to I would say maybe 1986 to 1996, very short-sighted. Very, very short-sighted. If it's not now, then they off that shit. And they're the kind of people that if you really, not all of them, but if you push them to the wall, they're going to crack. You push them to the wall, they're going to crack. And right now they're getting pushed to the wall and they're cracking. They're pushing to the wall and they're cracking. Yes, I do. Shout out to J. Calm Force. Yeah, GameStop doing what pot stocks did in 2014. And here's the thing. Uh, Speaking of pot stocks, Wall Street Bets was all over the pot stocks at the time too. I mean, they were a much smaller group at the time, but they were a part of that whole, pot stocks thing. Wall Street Bets has been around for a very, very long time. For a very, very long time. I could never really get into it because it was just very, you go in there, it's just a lot of, nigga, 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 and all that kind of stuff in there. You know what I mean? I can't really, you know, I can't get with that. AMC under 11 now. Let's see. Okay, all right. So we bounced off the lows. 1270 now on AMC. Look, they're using every bounce as an opportunity to sell the dream. But the fact of the matter is the opportunity is now to the downside. That's where the opportunity lies. I mean, I don't, you're buying stock in this now, right? You're looking at what's the potential that you could make $24, right? Try to double your money in this. I can't see it. I can't see it. But I do see a potential for you to, to go out. Again, this is not investment advice. Out a couple months and get yourself, sell some, $12 calls. You know what I'm saying? Not naked, of course. You need to do a little, bear call spread. And you have an opportunity to win there. AMC now on the screen. 2 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. Now 2 hours until the close. They either need a miracle here or they need some people to wake up and bring some money to the table. And folks, again, when you don't have margin and you have a product that's literally been running on free capital, and that's basically what it's been. It's been free capital. A lot of people who've been over leveraging. And now that capital has been taken away from you. And again, some people want to say, "Oh, well, there's the brokers. They're trying to F us and all that." It's all bullshit. No, I do not use Robinhood. I've been preaching against the use of Robinhood for years. Anybody who's watched my show. You say they still saying the N word in Wall Street Bets. Look, the whole thing is just nigga, 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 nigga. Did you see the Discord room? Did anybody here get a chance to go into the Wall Street Bets Discord room? The whole thing is just nigga, nigga, nigga. Hey, y'all niggas better buy, nigga. It was insane. And I'm seeing some of you goofy Negroes riding with them. That's crazy. Goofy Negroes riding with these people. These people are not your friends, man. They're not your friends. Especially when I see people like Dave Portnoy fucking with them. Oh, Dave Portnoy is Mr. Nigga, nigga, nigga. Every little thing he's... Come on, man. With his goofy ass, man. And then I saw Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib, trying to ride with these people. I'm like, look, people in Detroit did not send you, one of the poorest cities in America to go talk about Robinhood. Let me tell you something, ho, you better get on your job. You understand? Get on your job. 70% of individuals who live in the city of Detroit make less than $15 an hour. You want to talk about some fucking Robinhood. Get on your fucking job, ho. Crazy. $2.91 now on GameStop. $2.91 now on GameStop. Bounced off the lows here from the 270 level. So what do I think is going to happen? The GME is going to crash eventually. I mean, we're literally watching this. We're nearly $160 off the high. We got a call coming in, 856-818-8122. You're on the air. What's up?
This nigga, so the Eagles are hiring.
Okay, all right. So we got somebody who's obviously taking a loss right now because they're long. We got somebody who's clearly taking a loss right now because they're long and they're in their feelings right now. Right now, 287, 285 right now on Gamestop. So we got a stock that's fluctuating right now on the market. Much better price action than was going on the other day. I thought last time I was live we would be really seeing the collapse, but it's clearly happening in slow motion for us. But again, it's working its way through. We've got guys who are really playing into the chart here. I mean, we hit those sub 20s on the 1 minute, and they try to come in there and buy, and so far they've already, taken an L here. I mean, if you came in here and then played that low, that RSI low here, you went in at 274. You had an opportunity to dump it. If you didn't dump it, you're watching your gains now slowly evaporate here as we go and retest the day low. If you're someone who's holding GME right now, I think, and if I'm you, I won't hold it into the weekend. I think, if anything, you are going to wake up to what could be a very, very, very sad morning for you on Monday. Very sad day for you on Monday. Absolutely right, Game Face. Darpot Chief, I'm with Interactive Brokers. Yeah, Ja Rule's doing some heavy cooning right now. Ja Rule's doing some heavy cooning right now. I mean, this is a man who, this demographic that he's trying to low-key ride with, they really spent the last 2 to 3 years making fun of him. They've been spending the last 2 years making fun of him, and for him to kind of, try to be the, I forgot the word for that brother who died in the Revolutionary War, the first black man, but that's who he's playing right now. He's on that goofy shit right now. You know better. You know better. No, we don't even have to do all that, brother. We just, again, they can see the stock going down. We don't have to draw any trend lines. I mean, I got 100 and 200 moving average. We're below the 100 and the 200 moving average on a 1 minute time frame. I mean, that just tells you how bad this is going. There is no bullish momentum whatsoever here. And folks, they're begging in the chat rooms right now. They are begging in the chat rooms right now. I got 713-566-0777. You're on the line. What's up? Caller, you there? All right. Got to let you go. Appreciate it. All right. I want some of you guys acting like you haven't called a radio show before. It's not on the radio, but just trying to have your feelings on the YouTube world, because I know you've been watching CNBC and you've been watching other YouTube videos, and I'm just tired of hearing the same voices all the time. I really would love to hear the voices of people who are either short or long. I want to hear what your thesis is. If you still think there's an opportunity for you to make some serious money, let me know what that is. Let the people know what that is. But it's not my job to ride with your opinion, some fanciful idea that, we're going to go to 1,000 a share when I'm clearly looking at a chart that is showing me that's not going to happen. I'm looking at a system that's actively working to destroy the stock right now. And for all intents and purposes, it's working. It's working. You think if AMC hits $7, you think people are going to 2x? Who knows, man? Who knows? This is a way of trading that I don't think is gone. It clearly isn't new. I mean, we've seen this before. We saw it last year with Urban One, the black radio stations. Remember, it happened to quite a few quote unquote black owned stocks. All right, Carver Federal Bank, if you guys remember that. So this isn't new. You know, I'm not one of these people who are going to say this is a revolution and all that other bullshit. You know, we don't fight the elites. Man, shut up. These are the same people that will tell you they're fighting against the system, but don't want to raise taxes on the rich. So, I mean, what are you talking about? You say you want to fight the system, but you're against a rich tax? Come on, man. I mean, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. So you got to look past the bullshit. The same guy who will write in the chat room, I'm against Wall Street doing this and this and this, but when it comes time to put up some money, you know, to raise taxes on those people, his little $40,000 a year ass, $45,000 a year ass will vote against it. You know, Mr. Dobson, have I ever heard of the Come Up series? They teach leap year. Yes, I love the Come Up series. I love what he's doing there. I forgot the brother's name, but yeah, I love the Come Up series. I love the Come Up series. He's doing a good thing over there, teaching people leap options and stuff. The problem is that, you know, I think he needs to focus a little bit more on the strategy, a little bit more. You know, I mean, make it more part of what he's doing. Because you still got a lot of degenerate buying and selling in terms of, you know, weekly opportunities. And again, a lot of people were telling me, you know, hey man, we like the stock. We like the stock. A lot of these individuals don't even own the stock. You know what I'm saying? They don't even really own it. So 980-477-4266. What's up? You're on there. Oh, he hung up. Okay. So we got a little bit of trolling going on. Gypsy Mine, you said, wow, you calling out people's whole number? Yeah, why not? I mean, if you ain't on no bullshit, then what's the deal? But if it's a big deal, I'll stop. I mean, I'll stop. If it's scaring some of you guys from calling, I mean, goddamn, y'all acting like y'all calling from a trap phone or some shit, man. I mean, y'all don't even pick up numbers who, you know, you don't recognize anyway. So I don't understand what the big deal is. Okay, we got a number from the D. 313. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Sal?
Hey, who am I speaking with?
Steve Boyle.
All right, Steve, what do you think about what's going on right now in the price action?
Well, I was watching like Harry Dent. I think he's like an economist, big money guy. And he was saying that because I never shopped at, Gamestop or anything, but he was saying like their business model was old. And they might be having some new executives come in to change things around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but in the meantime, I think price will go down, you know.
Yeah, we're watching price go down now. We've got a new low now on GameStop, 261. New low on GameStop, 261. We're actually, oh man, we're setting new lows almost every second here. Now, are you in the stock at all right now? Or are you looking at any potential opportunity to get into GameStop, or you just kind of on the sideline?
Yeah, I was looking at, I have this Thinkorswim platform up, and I was looking at this probability analysis graph.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about this a July 21st, a July put at 5 cents. Well, the 5 cent strike for 7 cents. You know,
wow.
At least 1,000 shares or at least 1,000 contracts. You know, but that would be like at the most I was looking at a double. You know, and at expiration I was looking at a double in the expiration if that price target was hit. You know, that 5 cent strike. But I'm not, I'm not sure. You know, I'm not sure if I would put any money here.
I hear you. I hear you. It's something that you really got to contemplate. If again, this is not investment advice or anything, but I would always suggest guys try to not necessarily go too far out of the money. You want to kind of come as close to the price action really as you can afford to be, because, you know, if the stock, particularly GME, we know isn't going to be working or you know, remaining at this price for very long, you want to profit from that downside move. So if you can afford $100 put, right, even if you can get a crap load of 5, get 100, just because you know that, you know, one, there's a higher probability of success, and two, you know, you're still going to benefit from that volatility when it goes down. But yeah, I appreciate the call, brother. Thanks for the call.
All right, thanks.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I get it. Everybody wants to go for the lotto, you know, go out there and get that $5 strike. I mean, I didn't even know there was a $5 strike. But yeah, he's chasing the bag. He's trying to go for the kill. You know, he's trying to go for the kill. But the idea, you know, in trading is consistent gains, right? We're looking to get consistent income from the trades we make. So we want to make trades that are high probability, you know, right? That are going to happen, that we feel are highly likely to happen. And one trade that I like is something that would be at the $100 strike or above. You know, the further closer to the price action, the better. You know, there's nothing wrong. Again, this is not investment advice. Going in here and grabbing some 250 puts for April or July, I think that'd be a great trade, you know, long term. All right, 772, call back. I missed your number here. Cash out. It was called the Come Up Series. The Come Up Series. What's that brother's name? Yeah, Mark Monroe. There we go, Mr. Dobson. Mark Monroe with the Come Up Series. Good dude. You know, educating people on how to use leap options and stuff like that. Brian N saying I'm salty. I'm not salty at all, brother. I'm look, there's an opportunity, and I'm putting it to the community that I'm not salty at all about what GameStop has done. There's no, you know, I'm playing my position, and my position is, you know, being happy that this is coming down, because again, I've got April options here, and you know, that's where I want to be, because that's where the gains are at. And the market is really identifying that. I mean, we're watching that play out. People are coming to their senses that, shit, oh, man, you know what? I want some of this GameStop, but, I mean, it's at $500 a share. But, oh, man, look at that $100 put. The $100 put is only $7, and I got 4 months. I mean, it makes perfect sense. You know, market participants will always end up doing what's in their best interest. And as the price of GameStop went up, yes, you did have some, you know, nefarious or somewhat nefarious. I agree to that somewhat nefarious activity on the back end. But at the end of the day, it became a question of risk reward. It became a question of risk reward, and the risk and the reward were very small. I mean, the reward was very small. The risk was very high for someone who's on the sidelines to be a part of that. You know, you were looking at GameStop at 504 or whatever that was. You're on the sidelines, man. You're looking at like, damn, I need another to double my money. I gotta wait $500 to double up. When instead I could just go, you know, get me $100 put and double up. If this thing drops, you know, $75, come on. You were literally thinking the $13 put for February 21st for $100. Oh man, that would, again, you know, that's a lotto ticket. But yeah, it could very well, you know, I don't know about all the way to 13, but you would definitely benefit from an immediate drop. For example, if you had bought that $13 put on February 21st this morning, you'd be sitting on some nice gains right now. GameStop is a penny stock. A lot of investors holding. If it's at 275, well, we're at 256 now, brother. We're at 256 now. We're at 256 now. Can you talk about the thought of a short squeeze this weekend? I mean, where's the capital going to come from? I mean, where, you know, again, they've taken all the margin away, right? And what they did, it was beautiful because they went ahead and suspended the margin on a Thursday. So now, if you sign up for Robinhood, you can't get no money to trade. There's no money for you to trade right now. You got to wait till your actual deposit goes through. 281, you're on the air. What's up? Okay, you're too far, bro. You're too. I don't know what's going on with your phone, but I can hear some trolls. And I could feel the trolling energy as soon as the call got started. See, people not liking what's being said instead of really, offering a concrete objection to the reasoning being given. 772, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal, what's up, man? Can you hear me quite well or no?
Yeah, I can hear you a bit better now. Who am I speaking to?
Man, the treasure hunter, man, from South Florida. Big dog.
Appreciate you. Appreciate the call, brother. I mean, what do you got to say about what's going on right now?
Yeah, I think it's pretty crazy. I mean, told you the little guys trying to show the big guys Wall Street myself. It looks like the little guys was winning. And then all of a sudden, Wall Street was like, oh, no, we got to put a stop to this. We losing way too much money. What can we do to stop this? People buying way too much, you know what I'm saying, the Gamestop, you know? So I guess, they're trying to, put a stop to people making money, because I think they try to short. And I guess the little guys wanted to bet going up, so little guys was doing pretty good. And all of a sudden, so we see this a lot, man, from the show when they trying to shut down the little guys, put a hold on the stock,
that's a theory, that's an idea that's really, it's really spreading around that, the small guys being held back somehow, that this is somehow, but I mean, when you look at GameStop and what it did, man, do you honestly believe that like money wasn't made by the little guy? I mean, what, because when I look at the stock, I mean, it was overbought, right? We were at 93, 94 RSI. Don't you think that this was going to take place anyway?
Yeah, it's out. From anybody watching the show, you really teach everybody a lot about the market. Good well the GameStop stock is not worth that. And whoever holding the bag is the last one holding the bag, the last one holding the hot potato is going to get it. I don't want to say a pump and dump, but something going up that fast, get in and get out. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Maybe hold a day or so, and that's it. And then again, don't forget, Friday, a lot of traders don't want to hold on Friday either. They like to cash out. God knows what Monday.
There it is, brother. Got a lot going on back there, so I'm going to let you go. I appreciate the call.
All right.
Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to the brother. Thank you for the call. Yeah, my brother sounded like he was on that Metro PCS. I don't know, but I heard what he was saying. I mean, look, at the end of the day, yeah, he's right. You got to go in and out on this, but man, money was made. Let's not, I don't want anybody to walk away from this feeling like they got, stomped on. And look, money was made. Money was made. You go in Wall Street Bets right now, and you'll see, people who showed you they turned 50,000 into 22 million or something like that. I saw that, and many of you guys in here saw that. So we don't want to go around and say money wasn't made. Money got made here. Money got made here. Yes, indeed. Was that Treasure Hunter? I was thinking it might be Treasure Hunter when I saw the 772. Yes, I am, Blue Cousin. I still use it. Absolutely. It's been working. The only difference now, Blue Cousin, is that I'm no longer using futures options. I'm no longer using futures options. Now I use SPX. But I did a video, my last live, I showed people how to do that strategy, the percentage strategy. That when you look at many of our, most liquid ETFs, you can find probabilities that you can stay beyond and win, 80 to 90% of the time, month after month after month. using monthly options or even going to weekly options. Yeah, I love EYL too. I love what they're doing over there at EYL. I love what they're doing at EYL. You know, I'm a big fan of what's his name, Stock Trapper. You know, I like what he's doing as well. You know, I think you know, of course, I'd love it if he just go ahead and use his, you know, his name and just kind of let people know, hey, this is who I am and stuff like that. But I mean, if he wants to be the trapper, that's fine, because I can understand how, particularly, you know, we've got wicked people in our community who like to use our past against us. And I know that he's had, you know, situations in the past that he's been able to grow from. But we've got some wicked people in the community, so it makes sense. 255 now on Gamestop. Market's looking to make a new low. We've got 30 minutes now to power hour. And you want to talk about, it's going to be disaster hour. I'm telling you right now. Ain't no power going to be shown at 3 o'clock. Okay? When Mr. Broker says, where's my money? Okay? Run me my check. For those of you guys who don't know, if you've ever held an option on Robinhood, they will close you out on the last hour. That is when they close you out. 980, you're on the line. 980, what's up?
Yo, what's up, Sal? Long time.
Appreciate you, man. Who am I speaking with, bro?
This Javier from Charlotte.
Okay.
I was listening to you back when you had them Friday shows that be lasting like 5 or 6 hours, my dude.
Much respect, bro. Much respect. I appreciate that, man. What you think about the price action right now?
Yeah, I just want to get my little 2 cents in on this GameStop fiasco, man. It's crazy out here, dude. Like, I'm online, like, these cats is out here still buying. I'm not understanding, like, what's the end game? Like,
I think a lot of people are fronting, bro. I think a lot of people are capping. I think a lot of people aren't in it. I think you got a lot of people who, you know, again, this is a meme culture. This is a culture that's like, you know, celebrating people like fucking up. So I think a lot of these guys aren't even in the stock anymore. They're just like trying to cheer people on to lose.
My thing was like, it was cute. Y'all squoze, you know what I'm saying? Y'all squoze Centron and Melvin out. Y'all hit them for $1 billion. That was cute. But after GameStop went over $70, like, yo, seriously, what were y'all doing? Why are y'all still buying this stock? Right. There's no future in it. There's gonna be a bunch of bag holders, and the hedge funds are in it. Like, like they had to recoup their losses. The hedge funds had to get in and recoup losses, so they're buying too. They went long just when y'all started going long. There's no end game. It's crazy.
Yeah. And you know what's really, you know, makes me happy is they didn't really sucker our culture into it. I mean, they tried. Don't get it twisted. They tried, but I mean, we didn't buy it, man. We did not buy it, and that was good to see. I didn't see a lot of goofy Negroes trying to ride with this.
No way, man. Yeah. Like, come on, y'all crazy. Like, like I said, it sound good. Whatever. Y'all won the first little battle, but after that, man, y'all bag holding and y'all setting yourselves up. I don't want to jump out my window.
That's what it is, brother. I appreciate the call, bro.
All right, take it easy, Sal.
Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to my longtime listener. I know y'all missed the show, man. 255. So that's why we getting a little nostalgic right now. All right, we getting a little nostalgic right now. 251 now, new low on GME. 251 now, GME. Yeah, man, don't let these people clown you, man. These, you know, a lot of these people are really trying to make fun of you. They're really trying to low key watch you lose and watch you, you know, lose money. A lot of capping going on, man. A lot of capping going on. A lot of fake profits being shown. A lot of, you know, just straight up bullshit. You know, let's just keep it a buck. A lot of bullshit. You know, but I'm still seeing the begging. Again, this was a stock that was up 70. Got up to about 83% today. Now down only 30%, and it's going to get even worse, folks, as people finally come to the conclusion that there's nowhere else to go but down from here. There's nowhere else to go but down from here. I'm seeing talk that people are believing that a squeeze could come this weekend. Obviously, look, they've got a lot of precedent to be able to use that as as a possibility, because yesterday was a very ugly day for them, and yet they were able to find buyers after hours as some hedge funds closed out of positions. They used that opportunity to close out of some positions. But clearly today, some profit taken by the experience set that was in GME. What about a leap option? Yeah, you can do a leap option. I mean, again, the opportunity was really, at those highs. I mean, not to say that there's not still opportunity here. My fear for you now, if you go in and buy a put like right now, is that the stock will bounce. And if you're someone, again, this is not investment advice. If you're someone who is, kind of fidgety and you're kind of weak-handed, you're not going to be able to tolerate a bounce. It could very well bounce from 292 here. All right, it could bounce to 292 here. And if you're not willing, if you can say yourself right now, you're not willing to be in a contract for more than 2 weeks, don't buy this. Don't buy a put right now. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't see, those sub 100s for another 2 weeks, because it's got to get to a point where people feel the pain. You understand? Some people have so fully bought into the idea of like destroying the institutions that they're insane. They're getting to a point where it's insane. It's insanity. Some of the things you read on Wall Street Bets, I'm like, this man is insane. He's, and by the way, they call each other retarded. They call each other autists. Literally, that's what they call each other. So they are admitting in themselves that they are mentally ill. That they are, for the most part, suffering some type of mental, deficiency. They agree with it. That's what they call themselves. Autist. And I'll let you know right now, they're not lying. They're not lying, because you got to be an autist to believe that you are going to get this to $1,000 a share. You said they're taking it too personal. Oh, yes. Oh, it's very personal for them. It's very personal for them. I was reading one post where the guy was saying, it's not about the money. It's about justice and rights. Like, okay. He was talking like he was in slavery. And that's the kind of conversations we're having. You got people who are looking at Robinhood like a plantation master. Real talk. They're looking at Robinhood like Robinhood, like they are the slave and Robinhood is the system of slavery. This is ridiculous. I mean, it's crazy. Here's that bounce. I just told you about it. Here's that bounce. 240s here. A good bounce would take them to about 290s. Here we go. Here's the bounce. And that's because if you go on these higher time frames, we should be at those low RSIs. Let's go to the hourly. Well, maybe not the hourly. Let's go 15-minute possibly. Okay. So this is where you'll see on these time frames where they want to accumulate. Again, this is the 100 moving average. So they're looking for areas of accumulation here. Look, they are looking at the chart just like we're looking at the chart. Here's the 200 on that dip. So, these are popular short-term time frames that a lot of traders like to use. But they're just setting themselves up. Again, I would hate to be someone who's looking. And again, if somebody's buying on that dip, they're typically not buying to get in like, okay, this is where I'm in. Let's go back to 500. No, this is a very short term. They're in and out. Somebody just made $1 million on this move. I'll tell you that right now. GME looking for some kind of support here. I mean, it's been non-existent for the last 4 hours. I'm seeing a lot of whole humming and stock twits. I'm seeing a lot of whole humming on stock twits. Yeah, it's been game over, man. It's been once they lost 300. I say once they lost like 400, then you just had to kind of like, you know, once they lost margin. I mean, when you lose the ability to be able to trade a margin on a momentum stock, I mean, it's a wrap. Because again, now you got to put up every dollar. You got to put up every dollar. The broker is basically saying all the risk is on you. One of the great things about trading on margin is that you're almost 50-50 with your broker. I mean, you're taking risk per se, but at the end of the day, the broker too has some risk attached to it. The broker has basically said, I don't want to be a part of this either. I don't want to be a part of this either. 772.
Hell yeah, Sal. We love your show, man. You already know what time that is.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man. You do a live show, man. We all come out the woodwork. Sorry about that. Hopefully, you hear me a little better now.
Yes,
so
much
day
better.
trading, I gave some. Yeah, sorry about that. I gained a little weight, so I was, out on a little nature walk, trying to burn some pounds off. So I got this Bluetooth I'm trying to work out. But no, what I was gonna say, yeah, it's pretty messed up. But you definitely want to be holding a hot potato. And then again, like I said, those of you that listen to Sal's show, he'll teach you a lot of ins and outs, how it is about the game. But I was gonna say, one of my stocks might have woke up, but you might want to, just take a look at it. LAAB. Saying a little sleeper, but I feel like he's been doing pretty good for the last couple of days. I think the rest of this week.
Hold on, say that ticker again.
LAAB. Yeah, it's one of my oldie goldies. I looked at my account. I'm like, what? Which one going up? The market's red.
Oh, you still playing OTC?
What? Bro, I almost said the N word. But yeah, my brother, I'm making a killing on it, bro. A killing. And Bitcoin, I did pretty good on him, but saying he's down a little bit. BTCS or whatever. Yeah, so I've been doing pretty good, man. Yeah, like I said, anytime the market's red right now, usually money run the OTCs kind of thing, the back and forth kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man, OTC, you already know, bro. OTCs, man. I'm OTC for life.
I appreciate you, Treasure Hunter, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, but keep up the good work, Sal, and hopefully you start back, the night shows, man, because that shit was off the chain, bro.
Will do. Thank you for the call, brother. Appreciate you, Treasure Hunter. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to the brother for the call. Yeah, I mean, I might end up coming back and doing it. I'm feeling y'all calls, man. I'm really feeling the energy. And it looks like, I could really talk some real shit again because I'm not seeing other people getting in trouble for it. And now they paying people good to do shows. When I was doing, they wasn't paying shit. Nigga do a live show every night and make $100 a month. Nigga, god damn. You know what I'm saying? It was paying for the internet. So I'm like, fuck it. Okay. I mean, shit, I'm making 5, 6, 7 racks doing the pumps. So it really wasn't, I wasn't stressing it as long as, I had a Jewish connect up in Chicago, who was running me tickers, depositing the PayPal, give me the ticker, deposited PayPal. You know what I'm saying? So, every time I needed to re-up, he was there. So even though YouTube wasn't paying, it was like, okay, well, I'm still getting a bag. 280 now. They're trying to find some life here, looking for the 60 RSI. Again, they got to really stay above 60 RSI to really make a move here. Let's see if it acts as a rejection. And that's kind of where, again, if they want to keep it moving, they want to get this higher, they got to stay above 60. But, they might crack it and be up there for a minute or two, but they got to crack it and stay above it in order to keep it moving. And for, kind of proof of that, you can go and look at some other time frames. You'll see above 60 RSI is kind of where you really need to be here. GME now 282. Courtney W, what do you mean? What's going on with the uptick? I'm not understanding what you're saying. The artists, but very smart, very calculated artists. They banded together, crushed markets. No, look, I respect what they did in terms of, brought themselves to the forefront. of the market. This was huge. I mean, there are going to be a lot of changes that are going to be take place because of what you guys did. They're going to no longer be able to short more than 100%. That's a given fact of the available shares of any stock. I can see that law being made as soon as next week. And two, you're probably going to see some kind of limit on out of the money call buying. You know what I mean? I'm talking deep out of the money call buying. You're probably particularly, on stocks that are, depressed or low priced. All right. So you're going to see some kind of stopping of that. 286 now. So GME trying to find some legs here as we go into the 3 o'clock hour. Still below the 200 and 100 moving average. They did cross over back at 13, about 1 o'clock, was at 145 or so. All right, but again, dropping below both of those. Really good day trading moving averages, by the way, too. Pretty, late on the signals, obviously, because they're so much farther away on their time on this time frame. But sometimes you'd rather be late than too early. Appreciate all of you guys who are joining me right now and watching GME, as well as some of these other tickers and what they're going through right now. American Airlines finding the low here. Again, American Airlines just destroyed coming out of the gate this morning, as news came out that they were going to raise money off the incredible amount of volume that had came into that stock over the last 2 days, and they were smart enough to do that. They were smart enough to do that, and look for GameStop to do the same and announce that very shortly. I mean, they've got to be dumb not to do that. I really believe they're going to do that very soon. Yeah. I mean, yeah. If you're looking for short dated puts, if you're looking for short dated puts, then yeah, I'd wait. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you're looking at April, if you're looking at March, whether you buy at 279 or 285 or 295, does it really matter if you're at the $100 put, But again, that's for, guys who want to go April and out. But if some of these guys who want to buy March and you want to buy like next week, and then yeah, your entry really, really matters. Your entry really matters. And then of course you as a person too, right? I mean, if you're one of these people who get like, you give yourself a heart attack when you're down $200, then yeah, I guess your entry matters as well too. But if you're buying the $100 put for April, buying at 262 or 290, but look, they're trying to run it back to 3. Here we go. 292 now in GME. Look at that. They're telling people on stock twits, hold. Everybody hold. I mean, just that's not how you trade. Okay. I mean, that's not how you trade stocks. I mean, we've gotten to a point where now people are literally begging other people to not sell their shares. Is that the America we want? Where we got to beg each other not to sell in order for the stock to go up? That tells you everything you need to know about what they really believe about the company in terms of its real potential. And you got to go in a chat room and beg. Call your broker and tell your broker not to let the shares be, shortable so nobody could short your shares. Really? I mean, that's our trading strategy now, huh? Come on, man. This is embarrassing, man. This is a first world country. We're literally trading like a banana republic. So when people tell me, yeah, this is a revolution, or that, That's not a revolution I want to be a part of. That's not a revolution I want to be a part of. That's a banana republic. That's what they do in places like on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. They do shit like that. You go to the Caribbean and all these little stock exchanges in the Caribbean and in Africa and stuff. That's what they do. You know, we shouldn't be doing that in a first world country like America where we're begging each other to hold shares and, hey man, buy with everything you got. Man. 297 now. They're coming off the lows. 247. They know what they got to do before 3 o'clock. They know what they got to do. Look, these calls are expiring in an hour, right? So if you're holding, you're someone who just bought those 300 calls. You just made a nice bit of change there off 250. You got a lot of calls expiring today. They got to make that today. So you got a lot of bigging going on right now. You're saying this was not only about the man made. Okay, so what was it about? Well, what is it about? You say it was not about the money. Well, let me know. Let me know, brother. My call line is open. 305-760-9009. The line is open. Not afraid of taking no call. Say you're in there through April. That's what's up. No $200 heart attacks. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, but I used to be that person too, though. I mean, shit. I'm talking about trying to be a millionaire, and then when the stock go down $75, I'm over here like, God damn, shit. Nah, I mean, I had to get a different perspective. I look at some of the trades that I sold out of foolishly, down $175, only to realize that, you know, a week later, I'm basically, I'm not only in profit, in full profit in some of the spreads that at the time I had been learning about how to trade. You know, the position was 34 days, 35 days, and I'm closing it with, you know, and I've been in the trade just 2 days or 3 days. That's not how you trade. That's not how to properly trade a market. You know, you got to get your emotions out of this. And here we go now, GME getting back below the 60 RSI. Again, the 60 RSI, this is where they need to stay above in order to keep the run going. They know that. But the 60 RSI has been, you know, a hard level for them to stay. So let's see what they're doing here. Again, they've got to stay above these levels where you've got a lot of call activity. That's preferably 300 or higher. But again, billions of dollars have already been lost by many traders in GME. I mean, can you imagine you were the guy who sold out yesterday at 110 and you were in there at 4 something? I mean, just the bags that you're sitting on right now. And as I said earlier in the program, we're going to find out over the next several days the carnage that has taken place over these last couple hours in GameStop. There will be a movie about this. There are going to be books about this, and you know, this is going to be written about. But I'm so proud of the culture not getting caught up into this, because you know, there's been a lot of new people who've been brought into trading. But shout out to, you know, guys who mentioned like the Come Up series, Mark Monroe, you know, the guys over at Earn Your Leisure, and a lot of dudes who just, you know, were really smart about this and telling people not to get caught up on it. What's his name? The brother who does, quote unquote, the Master Investor on IG. I think that's his name, the Master Investor. Not getting people caught up into this foolishness. And that's a lot of the reason why too is it didn't do, you know, as good as it could have done or kept going, is because a lot of us didn't jump in there and didn't introduce this to so many of our gullible or possibly gullible followers. Jim Denson, you said you checked, you got it on, but the bell, it didn't come on. Yeah, I got to figure out what's going on with that. Appreciate you for being here, though, Jim. Ian Dunlap. Yeah, Ian. Yeah, shout out to Ian. Yeah, Ian is a little, he's kind of serious. I'm like, brother, does this brother laugh or what? I mean, he's, goddamn. I don't think I've even seen Ian smile. I mean, look, I'm serious about the money too, but relax, brother. I mean, we talking about money. You should put a smile on your face, Yeah, I love the trap. I love the trap, man. I love him. I love what he's doing, introducing, speaking to a real important segment that really needs this information, man. Really, really needs this information. And you can just kind of see through his fan base. It's a particular type of fan base, and all of us have a particular kind of fan base. Adam Gerges, you said it's part of the learning. Just true. We are witnessing the early stages of the age of Aquarius. Here's the thing about the age of Aquarius. I've looked into a little bit of that. Some people say we've already been in it now for almost 30 years. So, when did it start? When did it not start? Numbers on the screen, bro. It should be right on the screen, right there. Ian is Ghost from Power. Oh man, it's so funny because every kind of light-skinned black dude with a beard, they're calling them ghosts now. It's funny, hilarious. I love that series, by the way, too. But I feel like I don't know what's going on with season 2. I don't know where that's headed. Here we know GME now back below 60 RSI on the 1 minute, 290 now. They gotta fight to hold this if they're for real. But again, we're probably seeing some margin calls happening here. Oh yeah, there we go. So again, those 300 calls are being dumped real fast right now as we go into the last hour of the day. But I mean, oh man, if you're someone, you are holding the 360 calls, you're holding 400 calls. I mean, what a disaster. What a disaster. What a disaster. 282 now. Gosh, again, they lost that 60 RSI. I mean, this could get ugly again. What was really interesting about today's move on GameStop is they weren't playing the hold game with them. They were really letting them suffer. There were some certain instances there where we saw price drop $20 and they weren't saved. We saw 288 to 265 very quickly. That typically would have been a hold any other time. 713, you're on the line. What's up?
Hey, this Big Trent out of H-Town, LRT, man. How you going, Sam?
Doing good. I appreciate the call, brother. What you think about what's going on right now?
The GameStop, man, I had to disagree with you on this one, man. What this is not the fundamentals of trading. I'm teaching my son, I homeschool my son and my daughter right now, and I'm teaching them about money. I don't have no position in GameStop, let it be known. Mm-hmm. But what I was telling my son and my daughter is that the power of numbers working together can overcome the depression of the man if they sticking it to the man. Now, what the Korean has done, they showing the power and strength of numbers, knowing that the fundamentals of Jesus are there. And that's what I like about this situation, what's going on with GameStop.
Understood. So, like, where, at what price did you hear about what was going on in GameStop? Were you ever in GameStop, or is it just more or less you kind of?
Yeah, I was at GameStop. I was at GameStop because my son, they play games. Mm-hmm. But when GameStop went down to like $4, and actually when I first signed them up on Robinhood, that was their free share with GameStop. So GameStop was at $4, that was 5 shares, and then we eventually sold it when it went to 20. Because I did not think that it would hold that far.
Understood. Now, do you still have?
I first heard it. I first heard it on Wall Street Bet Ready.
Okay.
But I didn't believe they was coming together that strong and do what they had to do. And right now, I love the numbers, man. I love the power of unity, bro.
Absolutely.
Just like I love your course.
I appreciate you.
Right now, going on at $100. Of course, I don't know if you're still $100, but when I signed up for $100, I teach my son and my daughter a little bit of that of your course, just to get them acclimated. What you don't have to really work for money. You want to be an entrepreneur like Daddy? This is what Daddy do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate that. Now, do you still feel that GameStop has the potential to reach those levels that they're talking about? Do you still feel like there's still life here, or do you feel like it's over?
I know one thing that options expiring in a few minutes here.
Yeah.
So they pushing it to the limit, and what I feel that whatever, I don't know how big their pockets are. All I know, my Asian friends here in Houston, Texas, they going for it, man. I'll be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
They going for it. They say they gonna stick it to the man. And I got a big community down here in Bel Air, Houston, Texas. Everybody familiar with the area. They say they sticking it to it, man. They gonna hang in there until the wheels fall out.
Appreciate the call, brother. Thanks you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes,
Back
sir. Yes, sir. Man. It's so funny you said that, because I have noticed quite a few Asian Americans, talking about this stock in particular. I'm curious as to what the draw is here for them. But when he brought up the Asian American thing, that did resonate with me, because I have noticed that. I have noticed quite a few Asian American YouTubers, really spending a lot of time on this. So that'd be an interesting angle to get. Do I still mess with bar chart? It's still, yeah. I still mess. Bar chart is a great place to get, Excel files. So I get a lot of Excel files from Yahoo Finance as well as bar chart. Hang up caller, the numbers are being beaten by corporate America. We'll see, man. Never say never. I mean, never say never. That's why it's so important to put time on your options. Because, they say, the stock market is like that girl with high school who, slept with everybody. The market goes around and around and around. And most stocks will trend, particularly stocks you're involved in, will trade in ways to cause you the most amount of pain. That's another saying. So never say never. We're at 285 now. They're really trying, man. They're really trying. Again, this is a stock that's been restricted. All right, that's they've removed the margin. Now you got people who are spending way more money than you can imagine in order to keep this thing running. The amount of capital now to get it back to 505 or whatever that was yesterday, I don't even want to think about how much capital that is going to be required now. Because 2 days ago they had margin. Now they got to put up all the money. Life for a Business says this will be regulated. They will not allow this to happen again. I 100% agree with you. I don't think it'll ever happen again. We're now entering the 3 o'clock hour. Appreciate all you guys for joining me here today as we see what some of these stocks have been doing. Let's check on AMC, running very much the same way. All right, running very much the same way, almost very similar charts. But again, this a lot of the same people are involved. This is a desperation, just desperation buying here. And what's sad is that, this is a market that, for the most part, everybody's had the opportunity to make money. I mean, if you look at, some of the, I would say, quote unquote, more safer plays, right, before today, like the IWMs of the world. I mean, let's go out to some daily time frames, the IWMs of the world, the Apples of the world. I mean, people are trying to trade GME like there was no money to be made anywhere else. That's what's frustrating for me to understand. A lot of these people are people who made a lot of money in Tesla and NIO and many other stocks. So to see you guys out here, trying to talk like you You ain't made no other money somewhere else. It's crazy. You know, you're chasing GME and it's now affecting your other positions. You got other people who are trying to, because again, you know, they've got the only way to buy more GameStop, if you don't already have the money, is to sell what you already have available in order for you to get the cash to buy GME. Because if you go into Robinhood right now and you try to deposit money, you can't, they're not going to give you the instant deposits anymore. They're not giving you no instant deposit to buy GME. So if you got, 100 shares of Tesla, which you'd be stupid to sell, but if you do go ahead and sell that and turn around and cash out to buy GME, I mean, one, you're an idiot, but two, that's the only way for you to do it. But you're an idiot. Believe that. Bell J, you said, how can you tell if they're buying or selling? I don't think you can tell on bar chart. Obviously, I mean, on a chart, you can tell if they're buying or selling by, simply looking at if price is increasing or not. But I agree with everything what you said, Life for a Business. I do believe there are going to be some strong changes being made here. Some very strong changes are going to be made here. Again, guys, this is a call-in show, so don't hesitate to call in if you got some things you'd like to make clear about what's going on in GME. Now up 50%. We were at the 250 lows with a $40 swing in the last hour in GameStop. Just an hour left to the close, ladies and gentlemen. They are saying that there could be a massive squeeze coming into next week. I doubt it. I doubt it. Of course, we'll be making videos about it here. I'll go live again, whatever has to be done to kind of keep track on what's going on here. There's a whole lot of opportunity here, folks. A whole lot of opportunity. A whole lot of opportunity. And don't get it twisted. There's still a lot of money to be made on the call side and market wide as well. We have the president talking about possibly, $2 trillion or $1 trillion, whatever it is, budget plan. Understand that a lot of that money will find its way into the stock market. So we're going to see continued gains throughout the year. Look out for this variant that they're talking about, this South African version of COVID, that has already gotten some cities to enact new policies and new restrictions. So there's definitely some hazards out in front of us. But as I said on my last live, we are higher. The market is higher now than prior to the beginning of COVID. We have companies that are more valuable now than before, prior to COVID. Absolutely insane. 20 million, 22 or whatever million people unemployed. But this is what 0% money does, and that's create asset inflation, and that's exactly what's happening. 294 now. They really are trying to get that 300, man. There's so much money at the 300 calls. That's why they're just, this is so much begging. Out of control on the begging now. I don't know if those of you guys who are on Stock Twits, some of the other channels that are live, just the begging is just, it's sad to see it. AME now $13. And understand, AME, you got to understand that they're still going to try and play this as a win, but this is not how it was supposed to go. This is not how it was supposed to go. Because please believe, you know, there are tons and tons of loss. I mean, millions of dollars have been lost on AMC. Because you look at some of the open interest that were on the $20, the $25 calls. There was a lot of money lost. A lot of money lost. I think there's going to be a lot of guys having their head in their hands this weekend. GME. Again, if you don't want to call the number, you can text the number too, by the way. You can text the number. You can call or you can text. I'm not going to read your text number off. So don't worry about that. 302 now, GME. They're fighting. Boy, you got to be real bold to go in there right now. You got to be real bold. But somebody said that in the chat room that you got people who are willing to lose everything. I mean, for what this means. Shout out to the brother from Houston who just called and said, hey, man, they want to stick it to the man. You know, they're in it to the end. 307 now. Powerful run off those 249 lows. I hope you guys got my link to watch some of that free CNBC. If you want to watch some of that free CNBC, I used to have to pay Sling. For it, but now I get it free. If you go to this link here, I'm going to put it into the chat room. And they're pretty good about having it free. I'll have it on one screen while the other one, they got some other channels on there like CNN and stuff like that. Wow, they're saying yachts or food stamps? Hilarious. Yachts or food stamps. I mean, look. Oh man. I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, I don't want to be the predictor of the future, but I'm just looking at, you know, the kind of mental leaps that it requires you to have to continue to purchase this stock, knowing it's not worth what it's worth, knowing that the technicals are against what you're trying to do. You've got an entire market that's against what you're trying to do. The institutions who provide the service that allow you to do what you're doing are against what you're doing. I don't know. I mean, I'm just looking at these candlesticks. I'm looking at RSI. I'm looking at declining volume. I don't see how you make it happen. I don't see how you make it happen. Trust me, if I myself saw there was an opportunity to make some real money in this, I'd be a part of it. But I don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, if you want to go long right now, where do you go in at? Looking at this chart, this is a 45. Where do you go in? What option do you buy? You know. 10-minute chart now. And here's the 100 and 200 on the screen. Fighting for dear life. It's doing everything it can. I mean, I can't imagine some of the bags some people are holding right now. So people are still buying GME by the thousands. Oh, I believe it. Look, there's 0% money out there. I don't doubt it at all that you got some people out there who are, you know, getting out loans, taking out credit cards, doing, you know, all kind of foolishness. And we see this all the time, right? People who just really believe in the narrative. You know, like the brother just said, you know, yachts or food stamps. Mr. Cool Mill, he said 600 next week. We'll see. We'll see. I'll tell you this much: there's gonna be lot of, a lot of devastation across the market if we see 600. I mean, this is sticking it to the man. You're sticking it to a lot of pension funds. You're sticking it to a lot of, you know, teachers unions, firefighter unions. I mean, a lot of people are going to get hurt if this becomes successful. A lot of people are going to get hurt. I mean, we're seeing it hurt the markets right now. There's a case to say, as I mentioned earlier, that the market was overbought, but I have no doubt that you have people who are selling positions that they've had for a year, 2 years, more in order to get access to GameSpot. I don't doubt for a second that it wasn't just a bunch of kids, with a couple $100 doing this. You had some grown ass adults dropping 50 bands, 100 bands, 200 bands, and playing along. Bella J said you're trying to build up a small account. They had like 400 this month. It was like 1,100. Yeah, when you have a small account, those losses really affect you a lot more. But I mean, if you back tested your strategy and it works over a period of time, then just keep at it, because I mean, sometimes you're going to have a string of losses, but if the strategy works over a period of time, you got to keep going. Think we see $100 end of year. It's 100 an ounce. Okay, Adam, are you talking about gold or silver? Okay, silver. Okay, I'm like 100 an ounce. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's kind of why. I mean, I was a big, silver, gold bug, but I mean, just absolutely, I agree with you. The massive amount of manipulation that takes place in the commodities market in gold and silver is just sad. I mean, when I look at a ticker like JNUG, that I mean, those junior miners, they should be trading for way more than what they're going for now. Gold should be much higher than where they're going for now. So considering the risk out there, I mean, look at countries like Germany and Italy, where if you lend them $10,000, they give you like $8,000 back. You actually lose money if you lend money to them. There are a lot of countries in the world like that. Gold should be trading at much higher, considering the global financial risk we're at right now. 325 GameStop right now. Let's go back to the 1 minute chart. Let's see that. This should look very impressive. There we go. $325 now. Here we go, GameStop. What would I do if I had a super small account, like 1,000? I would be, if I'm you, I would be doing my little 3% strategy that I talk about. Bell LJ. I can make a video about that for you. It's in the course, but some people don't want to spend 100, and I get it. Some people just don't have it. I mean, but just a 3% iron condor strategy, or maybe even a 5. But there are iron condors you can do on SPY or something like that will cost you just a couple $100. $300, $400. That gets you, $60, $65. It's not a lot of money, but you only have $1,000, so you don't want to take trades that are $900, right? You want to take, $250, $260 trades that can net you, 45, 35, and you might have to do that like 10 times, right? That's why I tell people, you got $1,000, you do one of these little $300 trades that net you like $45. You do that 10 times. You just, on Robinhood. Now, I mean, you got a little breathing room, right? Do the same trade 10 times, win 10 times in a row. And that's typically a SPY, a weekly SPY. That's, 4% on each side. Maybe 3% on each side. 3% probably is just fine. Now, volatility is a little high. I wouldn't do it now. But that's what I would look at for you. Back test it. Back test it. You know. But what Blue Cousin says is right too. Some people just say save up until you get more, but I get it, man. When you have 1,000, you just want to get in, and you're a young dude. You know, I get it, man. I get it. You don't want to really be on the sidelines, and you know, sometimes just waiting to stack up it eats at you. But there are small trades you can take with $1,000 account. I would stay away from individual stocks and only trade ETFs. Does that include Robinhood as well? You can't do with that in Robinhood with $1,000? I thought Robinhood lets you do that. $311 now. They're right. They're still in it. I mean, they're very much still in it. It was a tough going, right? You had some profit taking, but they're very much still in this, guys. They are really still trying to hold this. They are really still trying to hold this. I mean, I'm watching stock twits. I'm watching. Yeah. Time, money for small accounts. The best way to trade is options. I have no doubt about that. It's more cost efficient. You know, it's cost efficient. It's an efficient way to use your capital. And again, you can control the risk so much better with options than I think with particularly single stock. 311 now. Gosh, I cannot. But I'm just like, I just can't believe that somebody actually, you know, will go in and put an order to buy GameStop for $311, $325. That's just like crazy to me. Like, dude, this is a video game pawn shop. This is a video game pawn shop with 1,500 or whatever locations. It's a pawn shop. That's what this is. It's a pawn shop. The PS5 is out now. You download content. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. But hey, man, look, I got a real cool presentation on GameStop we're going to talk about, because I really kind of want to. I really want to document this moment, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm live right now, because this is something I want. My daughter, she just turned 6. I want her to come back and watch me talk about these. These are moments that, I mean, you're just not going to get again. You know, a stock going from 6 to 515 in 4 months or 3 months or whatever that was. It's in the description. Again, it's in the description. But I don't want anybody to think I'm here to sell a course or anything. That's not really my thing. I just something I wanted to just have out there, because people be like, I don't respect you if you don't have a course or some bullshit like that. Mr. Cool Millie, I've been talking about my puts for the last, how many hours have I been on? Of course I have puts. Yes, sir, I have puts. You better believe this. I got puts on this piece of shit. Are you kidding me? This is the single best shorting opportunity in the market this year. You will never see a better shorting opportunity than what you see right now in GameStop. This is the most blatant, obvious, and if it goes up to 600, I'll get more. And if it goes up to 900, I'll get more. Those Julys, those leaps going into 2021. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. How long do you expect? You expect to see GameStop at $300 a share in March? Let's keep it a buck now. Their earnings are what, March 12th? Do you think the earnings for GameStop will justify a $600? Let's say they go up to $600. Do you think earnings in March will justify a $600 price target? At $600, they will be worth $44 billion. Come on, man. Come on, man. You want to talk about, yachts or food stamps? I'm willing to go yachts or food stamps on that one for 2021. I'm willing to go yachts or food stamps by 2021 if GameStop is above $600. I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do that. 2021 is going to be here anyway. We can wait. Last year went by real fast. We can wait. Y'all ain't going nowhere. My favorite restaurant closed down. What's also crazy is that these hedge funds still trying to short the stock. Yeah, they are still trying to short the stock. There are people still trying to go in there and take positions. I heard Tom Sosnoff on his Tasty Trade live show that he has every morning, and that's a really good show, by the way. If you guys wake up that early, from 7 to about 9, Tom Sosnoff and them, they're kind of talking about stocks of the day or whatever. And he's talking about, I'm in there shorting. And I'm like, oh my God. You kind of, you going in there and buying it back from people squeezing you. Obviously, he's got a lot of money. I mean, he's, a 900 millionaire type of person. So, obviously he's got the bread, but I just wish people would just let it, collapse. Just let it collapse. Let people spend the money they want to spend. All right. Eventually the buyers will dry up, as they've been doing. Right? You can look at the volume and see it for yourself. And eventually, time will do its thing where people stop slowly stop talking about it. People lose interest. People want to go and do other things. People need to pay bills. Right? The first is around the corner. A lot of these motherfuckers need to pay rent. Okay. All right. So we'll see. We'll see, man. So why is it that Robinhood won't let me purchase shares of NMCI? I don't know. What's on NMCI? Is it OTC? It's very illiquid, though. It's a limited partnership. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about this, man. Very illiquid. Yeah, very, very illiquid, man. The spreads are just ridiculous. NMCI, yeah, I'm good on that, bro. $3.19 right now. The begging continues on StockTwits. Yeah, they're trying to run it up, bro. They're running it up right now off 249s, but again, this is now 3 days where let's be honest, if you have the 300 calls, the 400 calls, you've made no money. In fact, you've lost money, because I can tell you for sure that the price of those 300 calls on January 27th are much lower right now than they were back on January 27th. This has been a disaster. You can't nobody tell me what's going on in GME now is a good thing. This has been a complete disaster. This is not where they want us. when you buy a call option, a short dated call option, you need directional movement every day to sustain, to sustain the option from being able to fight against the theta burn that's happening. Yeah, let's go look at what's going on with Genus. Yeah, man. No, you see, look, I get it. I mean, they're going to try to spin the story, man. Look, we survived and blah blah blah. But look, you got people going in the weekend. They lost a lot of money. They lost a lot of money. Look, somebody took the L from 515 to 110. Okay. Somebody took the L. That wasn't no, just oh man, that's institution money. No, that somebody neighbor in here, put up 20K off the credit card and just lost everything. Genus down 7%. And just lost everything. This is a professional game now. 316. Oh, there's a ton of manipulation going on right now. I mean, look, it's 30 minutes to the thing, and we're up $50 off the lows. Yeah, you got some people who are trying to make some money on some of these calls. Remember, by the time it hit 230, right, almost on the dot, the low of the day was 230 on the dot. Those 300 calls at 250, I mean, I don't want to say worthless, but they were very, very cheap. Were very, very cheap. So yeah, you got a lot of funny business going on. So that's why when I mentioned earlier about nefarious things going on, yeah, you got some real funny business going on right now in GME. But that's been like that for the last several days. And most of the price action was at that $300 level. I mean, it hit the low on the dot 230. Like the game was just set up for it to take place that way. Rick, you mentioned NMCI. What's the catalyst there? I mean, and the volume is very thin. What's your interest there? Just kind of curious. Jim, yeah, this is crazy. Very crazy. This is very crazy. But this is what happens when these billion-dollar funds get together to collude. And again, I don't want to make it seem like I'm a fan of them or something like that. I'm not no fan of any of those institutions. I just understand their power and their ability to move the market. When the same guy who's giving you the opportunity to participate in the market is also controlled by, an institution who's buying and selling the security you're looking to get. Robinhood got to answer to a nigga too. 293 now. And look at it, they done made their money now. Look at it, they dumping on you. Let's see if they can get back above 320 now. Because I know that's all they wanted was the 300 calls, to dump those 300 calls. Let's see if they can get back above 325. Yes, Adam, I appreciate you making that comment. The 10 and 25 moving average strategy is very, very lucrative. Very, very lucrative. Particularly on even on higher time frames like the daily, and it's been proven itself time and time again, particularly on Tesla for me. When I I put the 10 and 25 moving average on Tesla. I mean, it speaks for itself. What it does on those kind of momentum plays, because a stock that's trending very aggressively will stay above the 10 moving average on the daily time frame. Picking it up now. Again, that 60 RSI is continuing to be a problem for them. But they're trying here. Here's the 5 minute. Here's the 100 and 200. I mean, they're trying. But this is not price action indicative of what's going to be something very, very impressive. We should be at much higher moving average levels here. Yeah, LK Ra. There were many other brokers also restricted margin on GameStop. And again, that had a lot to do with the fact that, above those brokers, you really only have a few institutions that are also responsible for, processing these trades and yeah, man, it's a nasty game. It's a nasty game. And the only brokers that were still letting people, go through with purchasing, like I heard SoFi was letting people do it for a while, Cash App for a while. Those were the brokers. They really didn't have that traffic. They didn't have the traffic, and then once the traffic showed up, they got tight too. For example, Cash App. For the most part, people really didn't trade off Cash App like that. I know people do. But if somebody asks you, I want a broker, which do you suggest? 90% of the time, you're not going to tell somebody Cash App. So once Robinhood got cut off, E-Trade, and everybody was like, oh, Cash App. And you had people go in there to, deposit money to buy, to buy GameStop until they shut it down. Nice recovery by the market here. Market at one point was down almost 2.5%. We're well off the lows now, and that's certainly helped out GME. But again, this is what Friday expiration is too. I don't want to get it twisted. Those of you guys who know and have been here long enough, Friday expiration is always the funny business. That's why it's so important to give yourself time on options, because when you don't have enough time and games are being played on you, that's when it really hurts. $3.15 now. The stock is still up $122 for the day. I mean, it's definitely not an impressive day, because I know most people are in prior to today's price action. All right, so you still got a lot of people sitting on 4s, still people sitting on 450. You got some clowns at 500 if they didn't get stressed out and sell as we dip to 240. But you got a big gap to fill. You got a big gap to fill, man. And I'm telling you right now, it will be filled. It will be filled. You know it, I know it. You're new to investing. It's a penny stock. You bought it at $1.60. It rose to $5 in a couple months. I feel like it could break out when things get back to normal as far as the virus is concerned. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, clearly, Rick, it looks like a business that actually, um, actually has a real. It's a real business. Unlike GameStop, you know, it has potential. Unlike GameStop, I think there's a clear understanding that GameStop just doesn't have any potential as a physical hardware uh, sales company. Software sales company. $3.11 now. Yeah, man. But again, LK Rob, I'm with you 100%. But again, this is why it's just that battle's got to take place, man. This is a market, right? Buyers and sellers, and we're looking for price discovery. And as the popular phrase goes, markets can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. All right, markets can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. So yes, we've got people who are highly irrational right now. They believe that GameStop, which is priced at $17, they are willing to risk $313 as it goes for right now, with their belief that there are possibly higher gains to be made here. And I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. I'm just speechless. I'm really speechless. But I'm so proud again of the community just not being caught up into this. You know what I'm saying? I'm very happy when I go on YouTube and I Google GameStop and I don't see a lot of brothers who look like me. I don't see any brothers who look like me telling people to buy this. That makes me feel good. Because we trust each other to say, to get information that we hope is going to help us. And the worst information we can tell each other right now is to go into GameStop, because there's no fundamental reasoning at all that this makes sense. GameStop has outperformed Bitcoin. GameStop has outperformed Bitcoin, an asset that virtually eliminates your ability to be affected by, the devaluation of your currency. That's happening every minute, every second of the day. You tell me GameStop is more valuable than Bitcoin? Yes. Man. If I gave you one share, man, that's not how you want to compare, man. If I gave you $315 of Bitcoin and $315 of GameStop, most of you guys are more intelligent in here to pick the Bitcoin. Understand that the people who are buying GameStop right now aren't that intelligent. They would rather buy the GameStop. They would rather buy the GameStop. That is peak autism. You're right. That's peak autism. Get some Dogecoin money. Oh man. And I don't know. In this dog coin thing, this is a cryptocurrency that was started as a joke, has virtually no use. I don't believe it has a cap either. I think they just make as much it's so diluted, it's ridiculous. I mean, I know the people behind it have had to make hundreds of millions of dollars. Do I think it's Yeah? Do you think GameStop is worth more than Ford stock? I mean, it's hilarious. I believe it's got a higher valuation than Ford right now, if not close to it. Let me see, what is Ford at? All right, well, just about half, but you know. But let me tell you, at $500 or so, it was neck to neck. At $500 and something, it was neck to neck with the same valuation as Ford. Yeah, I mean they're I mean, it's basically no day. I mean, it was a wasted day, honestly, for call expiration. It's pretty much a wasted day. And again, if you're someone who had the $300 calls and you didn't dump on the rally, and now your broker's asking you, hey, where's the money? Are you gonna, are you ready to receive shares of stock? Can you take delivery? And most of these people cannot take delivery. You can't take delivery of that. So I hope they close out their positions. I really do. I mean, because, it's real ugly if you can't take delivery. Does Ford create a real product? Well, obviously, yes. Obviously, but it's not even just the fact that they, create a real product. Ford pays dividends. Ford, has factories, has plants, has been around for over 120 years. I mean, it's a lot more than goes into it. GameStop is a video game pawn shop. It's a video game pawn shop. That's what it is. Niggas making me mad with this price action. Shit. Oh man. 320. I'm just so happy I'm disciplined in terms of just making sure I put some time in mine, because I can't, boy, I'd be sweating. First of all, I'd already be mad if I had like the $50 puts for this, for today. Oh man, I'd be so mad. But there was once a time in my life where I would have done that. I would have been like, oh shit, let me go buy the $50 puts for this Friday. I'm gonna make me some money. I don't do that no more though. I've been taught a lesson. I've been taught a lesson. Say you like that Mach E Mustang. I'm trying to get a hold of that new OJ truck. What's that? What's the name of that OJ truck? That's what I call it. The Bronco. There you go. That new Bronco's badass, man. That new Bronco's badass. I gotta see it up against the Jeep Wranglers. But if you're someone who, you're a Jeep Wrangler fan, I think you gotta look at that Ford Bronco and be like, I don't know, because that Ford Bronco looks badass. I don't know if it comes with a V8 or not. They should. I think they should have a V8 version. $318. So GameStop could be anything else. It deserves business. Yeah, but it's not anything else. It's GameStop. I get what you're saying though, but it's not anything else. It's GameStop. It's not anything else. I mean, they didn't choose one of these cancer drug makers out here. They didn't choose some of these drugs that are trying to help people walk again. WKHS. Helping people with bionic suits where they can be able to move their legs and their arms. I mean, they didn't do that. They chose a video game pawn shop. Come on, brother. Let's keep it 100. Felix, you said don't do it. The engine is bad. Yeah, Ford doesn't have great engines. I'll tell you that much. I think my second car was a Ford Taurus, a 2003 Ford Taurus, and it had that Taurus lean, that little, welfare lean those Ford Tauruses had. Oh man, I couldn't stand that. It was just so embarrassing. You go pick up a chick and you looks like your damn wheels are about to rub into the body frame. I mean, it's just, But I'm not a big fan of cars anyway. I gotta have a truck. 326 now. Look at them trying to go into the close with something, man. Okay, so we're going to take this battle into next week. I would have loved the 240 close, but it looks like we're going to take this into next week, folks. I mean, the brother from Houston, he called and he told us. He said, they're in it to win it. They're in it till the end. And that's what it's going to be, man. I mean, that's what they want to do, then let's keep it going. We'll try to keep it till February, and you got to keep it a whole month long now. They done gave you a week. See, I had the fake Taurus, a Mercury Sable. Hilarious. It reeked of oil. Yeah, those Sables and Tauruses. I mean, they were the best-selling cars in America for a while, so, But if you had the old body Taurus, like if you had like the 91 through the 95s, those were good. If you had the old body 91 through 95, those were good. It's when they changed to that new body, like that circle-ish kind of headlight version. Those were shit. Those were turds, man. Those were turds. But my sister had the old body version, and those, I mean, if you took care of those took care of you. Yeah, they're trying to run something here, but look. But that's there's fear on both sides of this. I don't want to mistake that, because I don't want anybody to think that these guys who are going long GameStop don't have any fear of waking up one day being down $100 a share. That's their biggest fear right now. They know it. Every drop gives them a heart attack. That's why they, you see the stock drop $50 and the chat rooms go crazy. Please believe they're getting a heart attack too. This is a war. This is a war, man. Like, for real, this is a war. And all intents purposes, right now, I don't want no parts of this short time bullshit. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this right now, though. If we start getting closer to earnings and we're still above 200, then I'm gonna start getting mad. We get to like February, I don't know, we get to like March 12th, 15th, and we're still above 200. Then I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on here? But if any prior squeeze pump is any indication, we don't have that kind of mental strength to continue. You can go to Qualcomm. You can pull up the greatest squeeze in history, Volkswagen. You can pull up U1. You can pull up Wins. You can pull up Dries. You can pull up whatever you want to pull up. A month and a half is typically where traders just no longer have the interest in maintaining those higher prices. What's going on, Pips game? Fractional shares. I mean, that's a big part of the reason why Gamestop is running right now is fractional shares. That's a big part of the reason. You had people who were already maxed out in other positions, but they had $40, they had $50, they had $100, they had $300, and they went and got 0.076 percent of GameStop, 1%, 2%, 5%. Fractional shares is a big part of the reason why GameStop is what it is. And that's why it's so easy for a lot of people to hold. Yeah, because you only got a little bit of stock. So that played a big part into it. Yeah, AMC. AMC is probably so dangerous because that one is literally on the brink of bankruptcy, bro. This company could announce bankruptcy literally at any moment. That's what's more. That's just crazy. They already told you they're going to raise money on you, but that is a company that is virtually on the brink of bankruptcy. Hertz is a stock that's literally can be canceled at any moment, and they told you they're ready to cancel at any moment. And yet the stock still ran like 2 days ago on the OTCs. Crazy, man. Well, and somebody had mentioned in my last live, the second before last, the question was, is this the top? And I think this is. I think this behavior is. I think this is it right here. I think this is it right here. There's a lot of money still to come, but man, there's just so much foolishness now. I think if you're someone, you're in your early 60s, you're in your early 70s, you only got, a year or 2, 3 years left to work. I think you have to seriously look at your retirement accounts and say whether or not you want to still be around right now, because there's just a lot of foolishness going on. There's a lot of foolishness going on. I had to talk with my old man last night. And we had already I already cashed in my last week. It's just too much foolishness. Too much foolishness. And we went into some real boring bonds and some other kind of slow, less risky stuff. Yes, Pro Style. I mentioned that earlier in the broadcast. They should be raising money. I'm like, If I'm a CEO, where's the CEO of GameStop? Why haven't we heard from him? Why haven't we heard from management of GameStop? Now, granted, management will not, they don't have the Elon Musk, balls where they say my stock is too high. They're not going to come out and say that. But use the moment to raise money for your company. The only thesis is that it's been shorted 140%. Okay, tell the company to use, the buying power you guys are offering right now to pay off the $780 million that they are in debt right now. So at least it can be, okay, well, it's a debt-free company that's being shorted over 140% of the available stock. See how different that is? But instead, if you check out the insider trades, you have insiders who are selling. I think the most recent one is the 15th. So there's going to be a new report here shortly where I would not be surprised if you saw management selling into this thing to personally benefit themselves. And speaking real quick of Elon Musk, if you own more than 10% of a stock, you should not be tweeting about any stock. When you apply for a brokerage account, they say, do you own more than 10% of a publicly traded company? Yes or no? You shouldn't be allowed to tweet about any stock if you own more than 10% of a publicly traded company. You know? You got no business tweeting about nothing, man. You got no business tweeting about nothing, because I'm telling you right now, Chamath Pisapia, or whatever his goddamn name is, these people are not going to save you when it comes crashing down. You know? And Chamath, he's trying to be his wannabe Dave Portnoy ass. GME 329 now. 2 minutes to the close, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an incredible ride to go on with you. We watched literally the beginning of the show here was 1 o'clock, and we literally watched GME start and then now end where we were. So 3 hours of basically nowhere. And that's a lot of options that went nowhere, man. But it is what it is. Of course, would have loved to see the stock close at the low, but that's another day of no gain for traders in GME. If you bought this intraday, there was virtually, unless you bought it here at the bottom somewhere, it was virtually no gain for you whatsoever. Shout out to the people who bought it, yesterday. You're still sitting on something if you got it there at the 200s. So there's still hope for you. And I know there are going to be a lot of videos put out this weekend. Look out for that. You're going to see a lot of people selling the dream. TikTok. I mean, what they're doing on TikTok, man, trying to convince people. They dance into the GameStop, dancing in front of GameStops, inside of GameStops. I mean, this shit is ridiculous. It's crazy. So next week, I saw some call buying for next week, but we're definitely nowhere near as aggressive as this week. So we'll see how that plays into next week's price action. But again, look out for a very, very aggressive weekend. And again, look at the foolishness after hours. That's typical. That's typical where you're starting to see guys who are, basically wash trading. Yeah, it was from yesterday. Yes, from yesterday. Yeah, better than yesterday. Better than yesterday, but still didn't make no money. Better than yesterday, still didn't make no money. And you saw a decline in volume as well. So I'm hoping that the volume really dumps next week. Volume, as someone who's got some puts here, I like where volume is going, which is down. That's what you want to see, because it becomes harder and harder for higher prices to sustain themselves as demand drops. That's literally basic supply and demand. So, yeah, guys, appreciate you for joining me. It was a call-in show, but I mean, I know most people just kind of like to sit back and watch. Some of you guys are at your job. Some of you guys are, just too busy to call, whatever. But I appreciate all the people who did call. Shout out to all my longtime listeners who came and kicked it with me today. I appreciate every one of you guys. Look out for my next video on GameStop, where I'm just kind of introducing the ticker and really the people kind of behind this kind of rally, and the people who are now trying to become the face of Wall Street Bets. Not necessarily the blog itself, but the hype around it. Dave Portnoy and AOC and these clowns who are just really. It really strikes me as weird how they really would dropped everything that they're responsible for to come and be a part of this and to speak for these people, many of whom were just a month or two ago wearing a red hat talking about make America great again. So I'm a bit confused. I'm a bit confused. These are the same people. These are the same people. When I go on their accounts, whether it be on Twitter or other social media, and I see a lot of Trump, I see a lot of anti-BLM content, and I'm seeing a lot of nigga this, nigga that. I'm looking at you sideways. That you want to be a part of this AOC. You know, I expect that from Dave Portnoy, because anytime you see some foolishness, anytime you see some fuckboy shit, anytime you see some nigga, that's he's gonna be around. He's gonna be around. Press like on this video right now if you feel what I'm saying. Shout out to all the new subscribers I gained today. I appreciate every single one of you. Click subscribe if you haven't already. Click like, it's free. All the subscribers that came through today, I appreciate every single one of you guys. Until next time, tomorrow, Monday, is another trading day. Trade well, everybody. Take care.